Welcome back to eBEFOREi video reviews. Alright, here we go. We're starting with the Combiner Wars reviews with the actual figures that form Superions. Probably the most controversial figure in the bunch. This is Combiner Wars Autobot Alpha Bravo. What? Who? That's right, this is Alpha Bravo. He's new to the bunch, and the controversy is the Aerialbots in Generation 1 were all jets. Every single one of them were jets. And this guy right here is obviously not a jet. He's got helicopter blade, which makes him a helicopter. So that's odd. Also odd about this is that his name is Alpha Bravo, which is a new name, right? But he's actually colored just like the missing Aerialbot, the one figure that's not included in this new wave of toys, Slingshot. Here's my Generation 1 Slingshot, and you can see just right off the bat, the blue and the white, and the blue and the white, and the orange tip. And you'll see when we transform him, he's got an orange face, and the colors match up. But is this supposed to be Slingshot? Or is he a new character? I think I have an answer. See, I figured this out. Alpha Bravo, right? Follow along here. A, B are the initials, right? Slingshot. Wait a minute. No, I got nothing. I'm just messing with you. I have no idea. So I'm going to go through this review. I don't have the answer. I don't know whether or not he's a replacement, if he's supposed to be, you know, a new version of Slingshot. I don't know, but that doesn't matter. The question is this a good toy on its own? And does he make a good Slingshot replacement? We're going to take a good look at him in both his helicopter mode and his robot mode. I'm not getting into the combiner stuff here. I'll have an entirely separate review going through the different combiner modes and making Superion, so stay tuned for that in the future. This is simply a look at the figure. What it comes with is a box with a good bit of artwork on it, bubble packaging, no bio, tells you that he can form a leg, or really anything. He can be an arm as well. And he also comes with a collectible card, which is cool. Again, doesn't really tell us anything. There's no bio here, no bio on the box, and no bio on the instructions. Now, being as I'm a toy guy and I don't know much about real-life helicopters, maybe you can tell me what kind of helicopter this is, but it's very sleek. I mean, it could be a jet if he just had wings. He's super sleek. He's got a cockpit, looks like he can fit 2+ people, maybe a cargo area in the back. This super sleek look, looks like this thing would go really, really fast. Now, I have hooked onto the bottom of this the accessory that comes in each of the jets, which is either a foot for Superion or a hand. And I told you I'd get into the combiner stuff later, but I'll show you the hand real quick. Bring that down, there's your thumb, and he's got a fist with a gun on it. It's kind of cool. So that's how you will make that. Put that aside for now. Let's get back to the toy, full of detail. Again, the colors are beautiful. He's full of white, black, and blue. Very beautifully painted on Autobot symbol right there. Gold in the missiles. Here's his weapon that he comes with, which I appreciate that he comes with one. And I pegged that into the side. And I should be noted, the foot earlier kind of acts as a nice stand if you want to have him sitting on your table. There's no landing gear, so to speak. I mean, he does balance. He doesn't wobble. In fact, he kind of looks better like that than with the foot underneath it. No disruption there in the blade, so that's good. Lots of in-plastic molding you can see. There's just really nice detail to it. Little side vent. There's the top, bottom. I will say that this, even though you very plainly, clearly have a shoulder and arms and a turned around head, this is probably the least kibbly of the Aerialbots. At least looking at it from the top, it's not quite so obvious until you see the hands there. So anyway, a very neat looking figure. Oh, there's windows in the in-plastic mold, so that's cool. He's like some kind of passenger helicopter going to visit Jurassic World, maybe. So, yeah, anyway, I like this a lot. Lots of nice detail. That fan does not spin. It's all molded plastic. But all in all, I have no issues with this toy as a helicopter. Let's go ahead and get him transformed. So the first thing you want to do is you want to come into the back here, and you want to grab this tail fin, and you can take this bit right here and just turn it. So just turn it like that. Very simple swivel joint. Then you want to pick up this whole piece and you want to lift this back end up. You just kind of wiggle it loose. All right? It's got a dual hinge. So you're going to go ahead and dual hinge it. And you see right there he's got 2 tabs and tab slots. And, well, you know what to do. Just push that together. And it doesn't snap in super tight, but I don't really have any issue with it either, so it's fine. If you want to turn the head around now, you can, or you can wait, like I will. At this point, you can take this part where the blades are and lift it up. That tabs in real nice. And you're just going to push it up against that hole in the slot. Very confusing bit of instructions, which I'll talk about with what to do with the blades, but we'll get to that in a minute. Next, you want to come to the front. Looks like a space shuttle almost. Anyway, you want to come to the front, get your thumbnail in there, and separate. And before you get too far, actually, you want to take the top off. And this is where you really got to get your nail in there because it's tabbed in pretty tight. But you want to go in there, lift up that top bit, and give it a pop off just like that. Then you can separate the nose cone. Open it up just like that. Now this is on a ball joint, so you're just going to move that up against the body like that. We're ultimately going to flip that up here in just a second. From here I'm going to turn it around. Now I can unpeg the arms. Bend them at the elbow. Nice ratchet joint there. Now this bit's a little bit tricky, but what you want to do first is you want to, the front piece here and the back piece, see that split? All right, they actually do separate. So you want to, again, kind of get your nail in there and separate. And it's best just to pull out the front part like that. And I did that on both sides. Then you can separate the legs if you choose to. And you want to separate the back part, all right? And this is a joint like you'll find in most of the deluxe Aerialbots right now, is you want to open this up, extend the leg on this dual hinge. See that? It's a hinge there, hinge, hinge, and you just want to open it up as wide as you can, and then you're going to close it back on top of itself and snap it in, just like that. If you have any resistance, it's because that black piece is actually on the outside of the white, and so just make sure that you've got the clearance there and you've built the leg. Rinse and repeat on the other side. Open that up, extend the leg, and actually you end up turning this piece so that the clip is in the front and it fits into that slot. And then again, collapse the leg onto itself. Now, good old-fashioned waist swivel. Make that noise when you do that. It makes it much more satisfying. My feet came down, but you want to pull those back up. Take this bit right here, and I love that everything slots together real nice. I said slots. Anyway, I'm going to pull that up. There's tab, tab hole, tab it in. Same thing over here. That made a nice satisfying little pop. You can turn the head around. And we're pretty much done, except what do you do about these blades? Now the instructions tell you to just go like that and you're done. But then they show you a picture where they're tucked up here, and that's really what you should be doing. Now you could make him hug himself and leave it like that. It's not terrible, right? But what I like to do is, like the picture shows ultimately somewhere in this set, is take these out, bend it up here, all right, and raise it just enough. Raise this bottom piece just enough so that it puts friction on the blades and they won't move. If you push it too far, you're going to warp your blades, and when he's in helicopter mode, he's going to look terrible. So don't push too far, just push just enough to where it stays secure, and I don't think you'll have any issues whatsoever. At this point, you can stand him up and pose him up, stick a weapon in his arm, and what you get is a very nicely articulated Deluxe Class Ultra Bravo. Let's take a closer look and see what you get here. Now, leading to more controversy, as you people say across the pond, his face is covered. It's covered, you know, and the original Slingshot didn't have a faceplate. He just had an exposed mouth. But he was orange, so maybe he's Slingshot with the faceplate, maybe. He's got a fantastic Autobot symbol. Again, big fan of symbols, and they just look beautiful on these new figures. And I will say that the chest, even though it's plastic, has this kind of sheen paint to it that makes you look like you're holding a piece of die-cast there. And I think that's intentional, but I mean, it really looks like metal. It's not, it's plastic, but it looks like you're holding die-cast, and that's a great look. Now, he does have He does have that fan sticking up behind him, a little bit of a backpack there, but it doesn't look terrible. In fact, it looks okay. I'm all right with that. Due to the combiner feature, you've got just gray plastic here, and this is movable, and we'll talk about that in my combiner review. Leg detail, the legs look okay. There's no noticeable hollowness, even though you know when we made this leg joint, there is a good bit of hollowness in there, but it's covered, and I like that. The back, again, looks fine. The blades don't look out of place. They don't look terrible at all. The way his hands are fused with these missiles, I love the fact that you know, you can do some cool poses where he's about to launch some missiles into your face. Just awesome looking. I really like this guy, if you couldn't tell by this review. There he is next to Silverbolt, so you kind of get a size comparison, even though I have both their knees bent. You stand him more upright, you get an idea. Silverbolt's a good bigger. He's a Voyager size figure, and Alpha Bravo is a deluxe. Another size comparison, there's Universe Hound. Again, he doesn't look out of place. Hound's a little bit taller. He wish he was a baller. No, but he's not small. And the thing that's interesting is that I just kind of assumed, because I used to have all of the original Aerialbots, still do, and I just assumed that they would be smaller. And the fact that they've got some good deluxe size to it is really nice. Now here's Slingshot. Let's get Slingshot transformed again. Just take a second. Okay, here's my G1 Slingshot. There are some similarities. The paint scheme in jet mode kind of matches. He does have red on the chest, but he does have an orange head. So orange head in the middle, orange head in the middle. The two panels up on the side don't have the covered mouth. That head has lost some paint there, but you can see he has a mouth, no faceplate. He does have a kind of a line going up the middle of the head, and look at that. So does Alpha Bravo. So I know nothing conclusively, but there's a good comparison between the G1 version and ultimately his replacement. Articulation, as you've been seeing in this review, is decent. His head's on a ball joint, so you can look up, down, and all around, do the funky chicken. His arm also in a ball joint. He's got those nice ratchets in the elbow. It doesn't make a real loud click, but you feel it. It's very ratchety. The wrists do not rotate, kind of molded up there in the weapon. Some hollowness under there. Hollowness in here as well, but not bad. Most of it's hidden. You do have the waist swivel, so you can use that to your advantage when you're posing. He does kind of click in, too. He's got a little bit of a nub right there. It's terrible. He's got a... Okay, I'm done. But he does kind of clamp in place there, which is cool, and then you can switch it around. The bad side is that if you move the waist, you got that piece kind of sticking out, and it looks a little bit weird. You hear that click as it hits the center. Ball joint here, swivel right underneath, knee bend. You've got a little bit of movement in the foot. So again, the posability here I think is actually really nice. So we'll get him combined up in a future review, but the question is, does this figure work as a standalone character? My opinion is yes, he does. Whether you plan on getting all of the Aerialbots to combine and form Superion, or you just like Alpha Bravo, you want a nice helicopter to add to your Transformers collection, or you just like the general look of this deluxe class figure, definitely worth the pickup, and a huge bonus that Superion is awesome, and I can't wait to show you what he looks like. Stay tuned for a future review when I combine all of the forms. Thanks again for watching eBEFOREi video reviews. I appreciate each and every one of you, and if you want to know the absolute best way to support me and my channel, all you need to do is click subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, tell your friends about eBEFOREi reviews, and together, you and I will rule the world! Or at least this little corner of YouTube. I appreciate it. You can find me all over social media. I'm at Facebook at eBEFOREi, Twitter at eBEFOREiNet. I'm also on Instagram and all these other places. Just find me to give you something else to do this afternoon. And until next time, thank you again so much. We'll see you back here again real soon.